Hey, what's up guys, Claudine here, and before the year ends, I like to make numerous amounts of updates to the old list I made back then, which is definitely now outdated for sure as more snipers and changes occurred, and thanks to all of that, a lot has changed since then, so some conversions will be allowed to have ranks by itself within the list, but others will be disqualified either due to them being the same thing as a sniper it inherits, or it's an entirely different semi-auto weapon class on itself, like the semi-burst conversion or definitely the DMR ones as well. With all of that out of the way though, let's just get on with the list, starting off with the worst sniper in the entire game, which has to go with the A20. Good lord, this sniper is just a whole another level of worse compared to the Mosen, mainly because of one thing that killed the flow for feeding entirely, the knockback. In case you guys don't know what it does, it throws your aim as you move backwards upon firing and you have to adjust your aim accordingly, but it isn't as smooth as the other snipers. You also cannot remove the knockback at all. It sounds great on paper for movement and fun, but it sucks if you're trying to hit feats for it. I will admit that it's the best NTW Roblox has ever gotten in Roblox FPS history, but it doesn't excuse how terrible it plays in bad business. Sure, it can one-tap torso to possibly the whole map, but the explosion damage is always inconsistent due to how terrible Roblox servers are in terms of detecting your shots, and its AoE damage, making that way too unreliable. Again, on paper, its stats look like it's actually better than all of the one-tap head only snipers in the entire game, but in reality, there's this thing called 4.3 second reload speed, and especially with the much more superior conversion, the AP conversion, it reloads painfully slow at a speed of 3.44 seconds. The biggest kick in the balls with the superior conversion is that it only gives slightly 1 second faster reload speed and only 1 extra ammo in a mag, which is unacceptable considering you need to have faster reload times to hit better feeds in the first place. Granted, the setup with the attachments did make it a lot better to use for feeds, but it still sucks considering the knockback still exists and it's still reloaded painfully slow. The ADS speed is also a joke for feeds, especially with adjustments with setups. It still wouldn't be as effective anyways, as the knockback again still exists and the ADS speed barely to has no effect at all. The unlock level for this is also a huge joke compared to the Mosen and Seiko, as this is a contract level 50 sniper. But it's so inferior to these guns, why bother? The fire rate is so stupidly confusing too, as the bolting animation will, as claimed by the Rudev staff themselves, will never be bothered to be fixed at all. So you're always confused when to fire your next lead up shot. There actually are a few saving graces for this sniper though, such as the ability to hit collapse very easily, which is also a joke if you're running normal mag, but because it only pierces up to one person with FMJ, but becomes instantly better as you can collapse up to 10 people in one bullet with the AP conversion, and its hipfire accuracy for trick shots that are also perfect for cross maps if you can find the right setup for it. It also used to never count explosion kills as kills too, as this definitely hinders a lot from you in terms of where the sniper stands on this list, but ever since then it has been patched, but my opinion still hasn't changed to this very day. The max potential the sniper can go are 5 on in feeds, possible 10 in 1 collat, but in reality it's really just triples. Definitely has the ability to cross map in terms of trick shots, and yeah, I'm not gonna go further because I got other snipers to cover here, but just stay away from the sniper if you tend to snipe long feeds or even long kill games in general. Period. The second worst sniper, or what I used to consider as the worst sniper in the entire game, is the Mosen Nagant. The Mosen is a lot better than the AM20 because it reloads so much better at a speed of 2.2 seconds. It is as minimal with its max size being similar to the AM20, however, with it being able to hold 5 rounds in the mag. There was a revamp plan for the sniper, but since Ethan had IRL problems to take care of for a month now, the sniper hasn't really been touched. Therefore, it's still the second worst sniper to this very day. It is a one-tap head only sniper though, while being able to shot to the body and limb like any other, which will be a common pattern you'll see throughout the video. And what is unique about the sniper is that it's a great support sniper in case some enemy goes down by 30 health, for example, which is easy to do with any rags, shotguns, pistols, whatever in the game, which is actually just perfect for TDM, but game modes like TDM. But anyways, it does become a lot better with attachments as it reloads up to 1.76 seconds with sleight of hand. And you'll definitely need ADS attachments on this one in order for a scope to be usable, unless you're running lightweight scope, of course. It's still quite good even without it as a stock sniper, and its unlock levels are as low as career level 56. This is granted to hit at least a triple head in the open, which is good for triple clips for sure. And it's also just your average one tap head sniper with 72 fire rate, so that's just better than the A20 at least. And its hip fire is quite crazy as well, in case you want to recover in kill feeds. I find it funny that it's still not updated to this very day, but some max potentials this sniper can hit are slightly lower than the AM20, but still better in terms of usage, such as possibly a 5-on head with it, alongside a triple head and a cross map trick shot. Only if you land on the head though. But other than that, it's just there. And I think a better alternative for this would definitely be the Tavista PSR, or what it used to be, Sigil TRG. There really isn't much to be talked about other than how stupid good this sniper was back in 100 HP TDM days, but ever since that's gone, it has remained in its position as the third worst sniper ever since then. It unlocks at career level 4, which is already better than the Mosen, and it carries 7 rounds in the mag, which is also an upgrade from the Mosen as well, which furtherly improves how much better the PSR is, alongside a 0.2 second faster reload speed. But everything else is just really similar to the Mosen, except for the damage is now 110, which doesn't really matter anyways. And its max potentials can range from 7-ons if you can land your headshots, but realistically 5-on head, triple head in the open, and a cross map trick shot to the head like the Mosen. Other than that, there really isn't much to talk about in terms of this sniper, and you can definitely just stick to Dragonov just fine. You can still be a clipping demon that way, so let's just keep on going, shall we? Next up, we got the model 1873. My opinion hasn't really changed as much, but I'll just summarize it right here. The terrible recovery speed still exists, as well as detrimental reload speed if you're reloading all the rounds in one go. It can still be viable if you know when to stop reloading at the right time. It's just as generic as the previous two snipers, but does deal 75 to the limb, so you have to hit your shots for sure with this one. It also does feature a faster fire rate of 84, which I appreciate, and a higher ammo capacity of 12, but the piercing stats for this sniper is a joke. Don't even bother trying to hit triples with this one for sure. With attachments though, it is a lot bearable, but I just like to say that you should still stay away from the sniper, considering the lobbies are still terrible for this sniper when trying to snipe feeds with it. The ADS speed is also slow for the start, so consider slapping ADS speed attachments and you'll be good to go. Alongside that, you get the sniper by either a game pass or buying it with 7,000 credits, which I did, and its hipfire is decent for recovery at the very least. Nothing else has really changed with the sniper other than the conversions being either useless or DMR conversion, so let's just jump right into what type of clips you can hit for sure. Max potentials range from 5-on head to back-to-back headshot collats to, I guess, a close to medium headshot trick shot, but yeah, that's all I have to say in terms of the model 1873. The next sniper we're going to talk about is the SL7 or the SC7 match, as it's called nowadays. I still think it's better than the model 1873, even with 2.5 second reload speed, which is better than AM20, and it's excusable as it carries up to 10 rounds in the mag and can pierce up to 4 people, meaning you can hit 5-on-1 head in the open with this at any time you want. However, the hipfire accuracy for this just has the same story for model 1873, so let's just ignore that for a second alongside the damage ranges as well. It does fire a lot faster and does similarly have slight as bad terrible recovery speed, but not as bad. But there's just more that just makes up for this sniper compared to the model 1873, so it's a lot better. Everything else is quite similar to Seiko, and it's literally the same story as the Model 1873, other than the default zoom being 10 times zoom, which will benefit you for sure if you do enjoy 10x zoom scopes in Phantom Forces. So let's just skip that and talk about max potentials. You can possibly hit up to a 5 on head, possibly 5-1 head in the open, and a close medium range headshot trick shot. Pretty much Model 1873. So yeah, it's just similar, but a lot better in comparison. Now what I'd say would be the best worst sniper in the entire game would be the AWP 338 conversion, and it's definitely an improvement from the SL7 for sure. I take back from what I said by how generic the sniper was. It's still generic in terms of fire rate with Mosen Sniper, but it's a whole different story with attachments that benefit hip fire the most. And ever since the AWS barrel got like buffed in hip fire, this sniper does not come to play at all. It has the best hip fire accuracy out of every single sniper in the entire game with an outstanding 0.85 hip fire spread, making it the best option for cross map trick shots. And other than that, it's just a superior sniper overall when compared to other one-tap head snipers in general. It is generic everywhere else too, and has similar to the same traits that are mixed from the other snipers, other than the mag size going up to 16, making it perfect for decently long feeds, and reload time being acceptable for max mag size being 2.42 seconds only. So let's just get on with its max potentials. Since this sniper can go up to 3 people in 1 bullet, it can definitely go up to triple head, and definitely can go for cross map headshot trick shots effortlessly, and possibly 5 on head I guess for feeds. But from here on out though, I do have to say this before we move on. For this sniper to the Dragonov, the following snipers all have amazing recovery speeds and lead up accuracies, so that's that, and mainly because of that, it's just really hard to judge the following snipers that I'm about to talk about next. So let's just move on, shall we? Now we move on to the best set of the sniper rifle category, and the least best I have to say would be the Parsley Gomen Koharu. In my opinion, it's the most fun, but it's just generally niche because of the confusing default scope. Now you'll think, couldn't you just replace that with the duplex? The answer is, it just doesn't work because you don't have the ADS speed and recentering speed attachments to back it up, so it's either you take the default scope or don't use the sniper at all. The reason why this is the least best sniper in this set in my opinion is because of its fast fire rate and its default scope that leads to more mistakes so easily compared to the rest. Other than that, it's just Dragonov, but with an op style scope. It is bolt action and a mechanic where you just reload 5 rounds per 1.2 seconds, so that's 4.8 seconds in total. So that's decent, and even with 90 fire rate, everything else just still feels generic overall. And there's even this one same trait, the Model 1873 still holds, which is the fact that it can pierce up to 1 person. So other than that, max potentials in terms of clips range from 5 on to maybe a 6 on head, back-to-back clats, and a close medium range trick shot I guess, since the Aubrey's attachments don't really help much at all. Well, kinda, since I haven't really tested those, but if so, it could be as good as the Mosen Sniper in terms of cross map, but it wouldn't be as good as op 338 conversion for sure. But let's just talk about the next best thing, shall we? The second least best sniper is the SV98, which in my opinion is meant to be superior than the Model 700 and Dragonov, but in reality it's just kind of generic as most one-tap head snipers, as it does hit 110 damage to the torso, but who really cares? It does have a unique scope that is very enjoyable though, and a 15 round mag that reloads within 2.4 seconds, so that's good as well. It just sucks that it can pierce up to 1 person similar to the Parsley, and the fact that it fires between the fire rate of Model 700 and Mosen/Seiko. So let's just move on to max potentials you could hit with this sniper in terms of clips. In my opinion, it's not worth going into it further because it's just the same as Parsley, other than how much better it feels to use in general. So let's just talk about one of the level 1 contract snipers, or the level 1 contract sniper, which is the Model 700. In the past, I debated whether this is better than the Dragonov or not, but I'd say it deserves to be here because in lobbies, it's been a lot worse to go up against the lobbies that exist today with it, so I fell flat because of that. It does reload really good, however, at a speed of 1.9 seconds and extended the mags, and extended magazines don't even affect its reload speed, making it really good. And it does deal 125 damage to the torso if you really care about that, alongside A5 fire rate being really good for a sniper, and a really good zoom that will definitely keep you on focus for lead up shots. But it still has generic stats all around within other one tap head snipers anyways. So it's just again generic as the least best snipers in this set, but better. Max potentials are pretty much the same if I have to be brutally honest, so let's just move on to the actual starter sniper in the entire game, which is the Dragonov itself. Sure, it deals 75 damage to the torso and limb, but ever since it evolved over time with its updates, it went from being the worst sniper in the entire game to definitely that second best one-tap head sniper in the entire game. It spams up to 110 fire rate, which is essential for sweatier lobbies, so you don't get screwed over in case of dangerous scenarios, and it has incredible recovery for every lead-up shot when hard scoping, making it really easy to hit feeds with. It also can hold up to 20 bullets and reload up to 2.6 seconds at worst, so that's fair. It may be generic everywhere else, but what sets this apart from the Paris lead to the Model 700 is that it could go up to a triple head collateral in the open, which is essential for a clipping, making it no excuse for you to not use a sniper if you can land headshots quite well with snipers, especially if you're just starting out with this game. Max potentials range from 6 on heads or possibly more, triple head in the open, and maybe, just maybe, a lower chance to cross map trick shots to the head. Now let's talk about one-tap torso snipers, as we start this off with the 6th best sniper in the entire game, which is the Sigil. I will combine Sigil and all of its conversions into one, so we'll mainly focus on the 308 conversion because of this. The 308 conversion is just really good for a career level 42 sniper. This will likely be your true first one-tap torso sniper as you unlock the 308 conversion, so keep that in mind. By default, from the start, you do start with one-tap head only, but if you do pre-buy attachments with the 308 conversion, it just becomes a lot better, so just stick with that. By default, since it one-taps torso, it does go in this position, but it has one problem. For a 75 fire rate sniper with less one-tap torso range than the AWP, it has sluggish recovery speed, making it really hard to focus on lead-up shots when trying to hit feeds with this. The best solution you must stick to in order to ignore this would be quickscope it, which is really easy, but then again, it leads to you being slow enough to getting split, so it's hard to focus on what you want to focus on, either quickscoping or hard scoping. It's also slow with reload speeds being 2.8 seconds with 10 rounds. It's just overall the worst one-tap torso sniper because of how inconsistent it can be, but at least it has a really neat default scope that I like, so I'll give it that at least. Max potentials do range from 5-ons to possibly 6-in-1, but I doubt that, so let's just realistically say triple to probably a collat trick shot if you're really lucky like I had. Next up is tough to put this as the 5th best sniper in the entire game, as I use this conversion a lot, but I'm going with the DSR 308 or DSR 1 with this one. Don't get me wrong, this sniper is amazing with its recovery speed, consistency, and definitely the default scope. They're all really great. This is all definitely improved on when using the ideal quick scoping setup for the sniper specifically. It's just problems that stem from having the worst one-tap torso range, too little of a mag to keep going in terms of feeds, as it flows really well and it's terrible hip fire accuracy, as expected from a one-tap torso sniper. Regardless, it works as you expected, similar to the AWP, so let's just jump straight to what you could do best. 6 on indefinitely, triple to possibly quad if you can hit one. And good luck on Hades, but you can also hit a collat trick shot at best as well with this one. Now the 4th best sniper in the entire game goes to the AWP. There really isn't much to explain due to how overpopulated the sniper is, but I'll give you a brief explanation. Similar to the Sigil and DSR 308, it has amazing recovery speed, amazing lead-up accuracy, can one-tap torso up to 38 studs with extended barrel and mono silencer, and is easy to pick up and use in general, as it fires 55 fire rate, which is good enough for consistency for sure. There is also this really clean scope too, so it deserves kudos for that one as well. Other than that, there really isn't much other problems other than the 2.75 second reload speed with the 9-round mag, the hipfire accuracy obviously, and the lack of one-tap torso sniper range. It just works, even with it being capable of piercing up to a quad, and its ADS configurations aren't hard to set up at all, and its max potentials for clips range from 5 on times 4, which is the best feed clip in the entire game still, to quad at best, but triples if we're being realistic, to close to medium range trick shots, I guess. It's definitely good for non-stops too, so that's also great as well. Now the third best sniper rifle in the entire game will definitely surprise you, and I saved the best one-tap head sniper for last here, and that is definitely the Iris or the WA 2000. Now this beast of a sniper is so good, you can literally spam it within 165 RPM and 12 rounds in the mag, and with 2.42 seconds of reload speed. I literally couldn't believe a demon of a sniper existed until it released, and ever since then it's stuck with me, since it was capable of hitting so much feeds with insanely fair recovery speed and lead up shot accuracy as a semi-auto sniper. And yeah, sure, it sounds worse at stock, but even stock is a demon as well. The truth is, it's literally more of a DMR sniper than it is than a semi-auto sniper like the Dragonov is. And the fact that it's like this just tells you a lot, that even with the SV98 like damages and the 8 hipfire spread with bloom and slightly more recoil, it just ignores all of that and just doesn't care at all. It also can go up to a triple, making it really easy for usage in terms of hitting triple heads in the open. It does have one condo, but it's easy to ignore because of how good it is, and that's the fact that it can retap limb at max range. But who really cares, right? Max potentials range from 6 on times 2, triple heads, and maybe medium to semi cross map trick shots. But for now, let's just move on to the second best sniper in the entire game. Not much has changed within the top 2 best snipers in the entire game, so let's just speed run through this, shall we? The second best sniper in the entire game is the ASR-50. It's just as good as you think it is. Insane fire rate, fair recovery speed and lead up shot accuracies, fair reload speed and mag size, but what really makes this amazing is its piercing capabilities and one-tap torso ranges, which can one-tap torso up to possibly 62 to 63 meters with an extended barrel. There's even this gimmick that the Model 700 similarly inherits or shares, extended mag, which is already 2.4 seconds of reload time to begin with, making the extended mag an insta upgrade. But 10 round mag could be decent, but it makes it into a tank and it's just generally weird. But you can still use it if you want to. And it still does give you a reload speed penalty in return though. Even if it does retap limb at max ranges, you're still gonna have a blast with this sniper if you try to hit feeds with this, as it can go up to 6 on with a Clat Ender, or maybe even a 6 on times 2. Definitely a 5 in 1 if you can, but realistically you can easily get triples with this and close to medium range trick shots. But is ideally used, in my opinion, for non-stops, considering how it's built for that. And now we move on to the best sniper in the entire game, which has remained unchanged ever since its max range nerf, which is obviously the DSR-50. It's still ridiculous to me that it's a 3-rounder mag, and that can indefinitely one-tap torso through half to most of the game's maps, and it gets even crazier as a 5-round extended mag makes no difference in reload speed. Imagine the BFG 50 or NCW20 from Final Forces if the same one-tap capabilities, but with the fire rate of 50 RPM and consistent and bearable reload speeds, alongside really clean consistency and lead up accuracy, and you end up with the sniper right here. The most baffling part is that it only reloads with all of those capabilities within 2.3 seconds, and with sleight of hand, which I have the setup for that right now, reloads up to 1.84 seconds, which is really the best you can ask for in terms of one-tap torso snipers in bad business. This sniper is just generally really OP, even without it being able to one-tap torso at infinite range, and it's possibly the most forgiving sniper ever. Everything about the sniper just works amazingly, and it's no wonder why Rudev had to put this as a contract level 50 sniper at the end of the day. See what the true difference is between an actual deservingly placed contract level 50 sniper to a sniper that doesn't deserve it. It makes a huge difference depending on its usability, and this sniper just works way too flawlessly. And if you haven't used this sniper at least once, what have you been doing? It's just so good. You can easily hit a quad feed without even trying, and you can even hit a 5 on with the default 3-round mag. It's just that good. Other than that, there really isn't much to be said here, as it can go up to 5-1 collats, but realistically, triples 5-ons for sure, and you kind of still go for non-stops, but good luck with that, as the only huge negative with this sniper that this sniper has, but isn't significant to sniping overall, is a terrible hipfire accuracy of 25 hipfire spread, which is the worst out of every other sniper, but still fair because of how good it is. Other than that, that's all there is, folks. That's my list of the worst to best sniper rifles 2024 edition. It has been fun going back to these snipers, if I'm being honest, but overall, if you guys think you have a different set of opinions with what I said, feel free to talk about it in the comment section below, as I'm willing to have a nice discussion with you if you want. And other than that, I'll see you all next time, and definitely next year.